I'll make sure that you got your recorder on before we start. Just like we always do.
Okay.
I don't see Ken Sullivan in here yet, do you?
He was just in there.
He's
He's
there.
in there somewhere.
He's muted.
He's what? He's
Muted.
muted?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, yeah, there he is. I see him. He's muted. Now he's on. How about Jeremy? Is he here yet?
No, I don't see him.
Okay. Isn't this is cool.
Is this how we're going to conduct business throughout?
Pardon?
Even when Corona's gone, we're going to be doing this from our house now?
Yeah, I don't know. There's Rich.
Hello, Tom.
Hi, Rich. You're like Zorro. You go around with an R instead of your picture.
Pardon?
You go with an R instead of your picture.
I'm not sure why that's there, but you know, whatever. I'm just getting used to this myself.
Yeah, aren't we all?
Sean, help me out.
Yes, sir.
How come I just have an R there instead of my picture?
Well, do you have your camera on?
Yeah,
Rich, you have to turn on your camera with the white bar at the bottom. If you click on your screen, if you click on the video.
My white bar is not showing up.
Move your mouse
Click.
down towards the bottom of the screen and click on the video picture if it's still not doing it one time, and then it should start to come up.
The white bar is not coming up on the bottom of my screen. Well, wait a minute. Let me get rid of that. I don't. Here we go. Everything's on.
Okay.
Microphone's on.
Are you using Google Chrome?
Of course.
Okay. Look on your address bar where you see the meet.google.com part.
Yeah.
There's like a lock icon to the left of it.
A lock. Okay.
Go ahead and click that.
All right.
And then there should be a spot in there for allowing access to the microphone and camera.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Are those all set to allow?
Yes. Yes.
Are you at the office or at home?
I'm at home.
And your laptop actually has a webcam?
It does. Well, not my laptop. It's my desktop.
Yeah, he doesn't have a camera hooked up.
Does it have an actual camera on it, though? Like a
Yes,
Logitech,
it
for
does.
example?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Oh.
Do I have to do something outside of Google to turn the camera on?
I wouldn't think so. Normally access, if you have that bar, you know, the lock icon set to allow, that's usually all that's required.
Yeah.
As long as that's set to allow.
Down on my white bar at the bottom of the screen, if I click, if I put my cursor on the camera circle, it says turn off camera. So that tells me my camera is supposedly turned on.
Well, let's try clicking that really quick, just for the sake of trying. Click it and then click it again, like kind of like on and off kind of thing.
Okay.
Scott Shield, applicant for Tractor Supply, is present. I'll mute out until requested.
Okay.
Hello, Scott.
Hi, Rich. How are you?
Good.
Excellent.
It's 6:30. I'll go ahead and start recording, Tom.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll get started. Rich, it's okay if we don't see you. We know what you look like.
That's fine.
Okay. Well, it's 6:30, and you are on a unique video version of the Board of Zoning Appeals. We'll call this meeting to order. Lori, you all set?
Yes.
because it might be a bit awkward, we usually do the Pledge of Allegiance, but because it might be a bit awkward where everyone is, you may not have a flag around, we'll forego that for this meeting. So Lori, if at this time, if you could call the roll, let's see who's here from the Board of Zoning Appeals, and then if there's anyone else here, have them identify themselves and ask if they plan on testifying.
Okay. Ken Sullivan,
Here.
Dave Lindros,
Here.
Dave Anzaro,
Here.
Randy Van Buren,
Here.
legal counsel Jeremy,
Here. Here.
chairman,
Yes, here.
and Harley and Rich are both here.
Correct.
Okay.
And Scott with Tractor Supply.
Yes, Scott actually with the landlord representing Tractor Supply.
Okay.
And that's J. Scott Shield for the record.
Anyone else on the line that is planning on testifying?
I think I heard somebody from Pet Supply check in.
Yeah, Sean McClellan from Pet Supplies Plus.
Okay.
All right.
All right. At this point, Jeremy, we've got two people that plan on testifying. Do you want to go ahead and swear them in? Explain
I can.
why and then do it.
Yep, absolutely. Hello, everybody. My name is Jeremy Iosu. I'm the legal advisor in Painesville Township. So welcome to our first Board of Zoning Appeals meeting on the internet instead of live. Something just a couple months ago we could not have done, but everything's a little bit different now. So I am going to be swearing in everybody who's going to testify. I'm going to give you a quick spiel on why that is, and then we'll go ahead and do it. First, this is a quasi-judicial proceeding. There will be a record kept and a transcript made if necessary. The reason for that is the decision is appealable. And for that appeal, the record of the transcript of this proceeding is what the court would use to make a determination upon that appeal. So for that reason, everybody who's going to be testifying has to swear an oath to tell the truth. So I will be doing that. So anybody that is on the line that is going to be testifying will need to do this. And I will have to ask everybody who will be testifying today, even though it'll be a little bit awkward and we can't actually see you, to stand and raise your right hand. And I'm just going to ask you a question and you just have to answer. So everybody who will be testifying, stand, raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm that the statements you are about to give are the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, everybody. That's all we need for now, as far as that goes. So I will turn it back over to the chairman to continue with the hearing.
Thank you, Jeremy. Lori, let the record show. I'm assuming that was Jay Scott and the fellow from Pet Supplies, since we can't see them. I'm assuming they're the two that swore.
Yes, this is J. Scott affirming that I was sworn in and I affirmatively agree.
Okay.
This
And
is Sean McClellan from Pet Supplies. I affirm.
okay, great.
Thank you.
At this time, we're going to go ahead with the public hearings. We have a continued hearing from the last meeting, but I think we're going to go with the new one first, which is case 20 BZA 06. You would go ahead and read that, Lori?
Applicant Crystal Place Partners LLC submitted a variance application for property located at 1625 Menor Avenue. The request is to allow modification of the term from 5 years to 15 years for conditional use permits 20 BZA 03 and 20 BZA 04 in violation of section 1213, which requires that conditional use permits be renewed no less than once every 5 years.
Okay, as chairman, I find no error in our zoning inspector requiring a variance for this. Just so everybody knows, our previous legal counsel, it was sent to him to look and see if we had the authority to do this. And Rich, correct me if I'm wrong, but Matt said that we do have the authority to do this. It's not in the Ohio Revised Code. It's in our zoning resolution that we can change this term. Am I correct in stating that?
That is correct.
Okay. All right, Mr. Scott, is there something you would like to say to convince us to do this, or just let us know your reasoning, if you could?
Yes. First of all, I want to thank everybody for going to these unusual lengths to make this hearing occur. These are certainly unusual times that we are dealing in, and I know this is no small task. And even reaching out to all of the members of the board, the zoning department, as well as the technical team that made this possible for everyone. So certainly thank you all on my behalf, and that of also our prospective tenant, Tractor Supply. So yes, so the primary reasoning behind this is, well, I think it's multifaceted. First and foremost, as I think everybody is well aware from the original hearing, our variances were granted, and we were relatively assured that if there wasn't, I think repeated offenses that went, quote unquote unaddressed, and as long as we were dealing with solid citizens, that, we wouldn't call it a rubber stamp, but, each 5 years, there was a likelihood of approval, and that there had been, maybe very few, if any, instances where the term ran over the original conditional use permit allocation of 5 years, and then it was not approved in a subsequent hearing. So we took that intel back to the director of real estate and the decision makers at Tractor Supply, and unfortunately, they just couldn't get comfortable with that. From our perspective, landlord as well as tenant's perspective, there's nearly $2 million being invested in the site, and there is simply no way for them to amortize that type of investment, even if it was a minuscule outside chance that their conditional use permit could potentially be pulled, whether that was through, a change in perspective from the township, an administrative or a political change that no longer, had the same interests to make this tenancy a core part of what's going on. And so, we assured them that, we could reach back out and attempt to accomplish this. We certainly didn't make any representations or guarantees that it would happen, but they did make a representation and a guarantee that if we couldn't get it, that they would not be coming. So it's not a matter of choice in this case for us as landlord. It's a matter of do or don't. Mm-hmm. And so we felt, compelled to reach out to both Harley and Rich to discuss the matter. They felt that there was potentially a path towards approval, which, at the opening, it sounded like that, if it was justifiable, that it could be done. I also want to go out on the record and say that, very, very, very few commercial real estate transactions are being conducted in this environment. With the COVID-19 crisis, with, the shelter in place, the mandatory quarantining, social distancing, there are very few leases that are going on. And we invest, control, and advise on real estate nationwide. We're talking about dealing with tens of millions of square feet. And I can tell you that there are very few companies that are even considering expanding at this time. And Tractor Supply is one of the ones that is interested. They are financially solvent, stable, solid, and have been considered and deemed an essential business, through this crisis, which is, both exciting and refreshing that they want to come to Painesville Township. Typically they try and front, heavily trafficked roads and more rural environments. So selecting this site is, it's a little bit outside of the box, and I've gotten that from, their brokerage representation as well as the director of real estate. And so, I'm doing my level best, and we're being extremely accommodating with respect to the lease terms to make this an attractive option for them. And again, while maybe, a number of deals have been killed since the crisis came about, Ours is one that they are still very eager to pursue, but my fear is that, you know, it would absolutely not go forth if we weren't able to obtain the full term variance to match the full term of their lease to amortize the investment. And that if we were to delay it for it, any maybe administrative reason, that they might, start to second guess this site. And 30,000 square foot tenants that are, multi-regional draws are hard to come by in today's environment. So, with that information, I'm certainly here to answer any questions that anyone may have related to that. But we're not asking for anything more than you approved, other than that approval be extended to match the term of the lease itself.
All right, thanks, Jay. I don't think what I have to ask, is there anyone else to speak in favor of what they're requesting? Or is there anyone else to speak against what they're requesting? Are there any questions from the board to Mr. Scott? I think everyone, Rich, I think you're comfortable. I'm assuming the trustees are comfortable with the conditions that we've already put on these two, 20 BZA 03 and 20 BZA 04. I am. So without further ado, if somebody would like to make a motion on case 20 BZA 06.
I'll make the motion to approve case number 20 BZA 06 from a 5 to a 15-year conditional use permit.
I'll second that.
All right, Lori, motion's been made and seconded. Would you call the roll, please?
Sorry, I was muted. Ken,
Yes.
Dave,
Yes.
Dave,
Yes.
Randy,
Yes.
Chairman.
Yes. Okay, and so as to avoid another special meeting, I would like to have somebody make a motion to journalize this decision to make it effective right away.
I'll make a motion to journalize it.
I will second that.
Ken,
Yes.
Dave,
Yes.
Dave,
Yes.
Randy,
Yes.
Chairman.
Yes. Okay. Mr. Scott, so I would give Rich, I don't know how long it's going to take Rich to get the paperwork together, but you can let your people know that you've been approved for 15 years.
Thank you all so very much. I appreciate your assistance. Certainly, this is a cooperative effort. I'm extremely grateful for all of the support that we've gotten throughout this process. And, we'll go forward and, do our best to finalize landing this tenant. I think we're close, but this is wonderful ammunition. Please all stay safe and well during this crisis. And hopefully we'll be, open for business very, very soon. One thing that I think we can all take a little bit of pride in, if I may, just take one more moment of the board's time, is that, almost every business in the entire plaza is an essential business that remains open. The only tenant that we've lost to operations right now is the Aaron's Rents operation, but everybody else in that 122,000 square feet is still open and serving the public during this crisis. So that should hopefully grant comfort that we're making good decisions in how to support our community. And again, we can't thank you all enough for your understanding and the ammunition you've given us to help make this happen. Again, be safe, and I thank you all so much.
All right, thank you.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Okay, Lori, if you would now read case 20 BZA 01.
Applicant Pet Supplies
This is a
Plus submitted a
continuation.
conditional use application for property located at 1213 Manor Avenue. A conditional use is required by sections 1202G, 1205G, and 2203E for the request to allow veterinary services, vaccines, minor illness, treatment, and nail trims. There would be no overnight stays, boarding, or surgeries.
Okay, again, there's no error in our zoning inspector requiring a conditional use permit for this application. Sir, if you would like to make an appeal for what you're looking to do there, maybe talk about some hours, whether you need, people are coming by appointment or just exactly what you're doing there.
Sure. So we have got involved with VIP, which is a veterinary clinic. We are putting them into a lot of our PSP stores just because of the brick and mortar. Trying to get people to customers, we call them neighbors in our stores, to be able to come in and get veterinarians. We have a veterinarian that's on staff in the stores. They're not there all night. It's limited hours depending on the vet's availability. Most of the hours are Monday through Friday, 5 to 9. It is not by appointment at this time. Right now that we have all of, just because of the COVID-19, we have all the veterinarian services closed. We have all the grooming closed in our stores. Since we are an essential business, trying to, in the future, once this eventually breaks, is give options to our neighbors that come into the stores for this new veterinarian clinic. There are no animals that stay overnight. It's more of a clinic that we run right now in our stores, where they set up in an aisle and they come in. During the schedules, we post signs, we post it on our website, just to give optionals a little less expensive options instead of going to a veterinarian clinic, just to help out our neighbors with their ability to be able to do this. At this point, we're adding actual rooms into our stores, which we've sent in for the conditional use permit already. We have paid also the conditional use permit so far. So we're just looking for the approval from you folks to be able to allow us, once the COVID-19 goes, that we can start opening up these rooms.
Okay. Is there anyone else to speak in favor? I don't think there is. No one signed in, and no one, but I have to ask if there's anyone to speak against. Any questions from the board on this?
As far
I
as
do not.
hours,
Yeah,
you
but-
mentioned Monday through Friday, 5 to 9.
Yeah.
If we put that in your conditional use, that's what you're locked to. You sure you want those hours?
See, it varies with Pet IQ depending on the vet. Right now, they don't work many weekends with it, so I would have to actually get that from our veterinarian clinic through Allison and see exactly what hours there are. I can have her make the contact and give it to you if that works.
Well, if you think it might be a weekend, it would behoove you to probably just ask us to do that now instead of.
Okay, if we could ask for approval for future use over the weekend, yes.
Same
So
hours?
7 days.
It would be vary hours because Monday through Saturday, or I'm sorry, Saturday through Sunday we are open 10 to 6. So I would use those hours of 10 to 6 if I may.
Would you like Monday through Friday to be maybe your opening and close, just in case?
Yes, if we can do 9 to 9. 9 to 9 Monday through Friday, and Saturday I would do 10 to 6, please.
Okay.
Sure.
Now, I have a question. Do you use any local veterinarians, or are they all traveling veterinarians that are employed by your store, or how does that work?
We use VIP or Pet IQ. Pet IQ actually bought VIP. They hire local veterinarians, and they're from local. They're not traveling veterinarians.
So they would be somebody from this area that would go in there. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, that's correct.
One other question. You mentioned that at this time, you're not doing it by appointment, or you do not plan on doing it by appointment?
We do not plan on appointment. It's mostly just walk-ins.
So somebody would know when the vet is there. That's when they would come in.
We would have signs posted. We also use.
Say, hey, is the vet here today?
Yes, we have A-frames and everything showing when our hours are. We'll have signs posted in the store, the hours that the vets will be there.
Okay.
Question, other than the vet that you would be bringing on board, Are there any other employees that would need to have additional responsibilities or additional headcount, or is just the vet going to suffice what you need?
Just the vet. Our internal employees for Pet Supplies Plus would not be involved in it. It's just their team. They would have a vet on staff, and if you want to call it a nurse staff, that would help with the animals.
Okay.
And it's mostly just shots, nail trims type thing. We don't do any surgeries or anything like that.
All right. Any other questions?
A comment from the zoning inspector. I heard a rumor that Pet Supplies Plus might want to use A-frame signs, temporary signs.
We do those inside the store.
Pardon?
Those are inside of our store. We don't put anything out on the sidewalk.
Oh, really? When did
Yeah.
you stop? Okay. A-frame signs, temporary signs on the outdoors is prohibited. Just bear that in mind.
We'll do. I will make a note to the store and to VIP to make sure those are not placed outside.
Got that board? Probably want to make that one of the conditions. So, all right. Any other questions? Someone like to make a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve 20 BZA-01 as requested with the following conditions. Hours of operation would be open 7 days a week on Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Weekends 10 to 6. There will be no overnight stays, no boarding, no surgeries, and no A-frame signs outside the building.
Is A-frames good enough, Rich, or do you want no temporary signs regarding this outside the building?
No outdoor temporary signs would be more appropriate.
Okay.
I'll amend that to no outdoor temporary signs.
What about a time there, Dave? Not Dave. Ken.
5 years.
He just showed up. Fine with me. Okay. All right, Lori, you want to back the conditions?
Do we have a second?
Dave, you have something?
No, I was just going to say, do we need a second, or do we want Lori to read it first?
Oh, we need a second. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll second.
Okay.
All right. I have that. It's Monday through Friday, 9 to 9, Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 6. No overnight stays, no boarding, no surgeries, and no temporary outdoor signage. And this is for a 5-year term.
Very good.
Sounds good. Okay, Lori, that's been proposed and seconded. Would you call the roll, please?
Ken?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Randy?
Yes.
Chairman?
Yes. This is always bugging me. To me, if we're making a decision, maybe they should all be journalized so we don't run into what we've been running into with special meetings and everything. Somebody comes back and said, hey, we need to do it. Given the conditions right now with all the distancing and closures, you know, they're probably not interested. If things open up all of a sudden, they may want to start this right away. So my suggestion would be to journalize the decision just in case.
I'll make the motion to generalize case number 20 BZA 01.
Second.
Okay, been made and seconded. Lori?
Ken?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Randy?
Yes.
Chairman?
Yes. Okay. So who is it from Pet Supply Plus again? What was the name?
Sean?
Sean McClellan. I'm the director of construction for them.
Okay, Sean, what that means by journalizing is normally you'd have to wait until the following month when the minutes are approved or submitted as legal for this to take effect. But by us journalizing, it takes effect right away.
Okay, I appreciate that.
You you are permitted to go ahead and do this, provided you get the correct paperwork from the zoning inspector.
Okay. And
All
then
right,
with
thank
this,
you.
just so, real quick question, with this 5-year term, so I can go back to VIP, once the 5-year term is up, because our lease, I believe I think we have 10-year lease at this space right now. We usually renew for 10 years. They have to come back in for a new conditional approval, correct?
Rich, do you just want to go over that?
Okay, you will file an application for a renewal of the conditional use permit. The Board of Zoning Appeals, if you have no zoning violations and you have been obeying your conditions, the Board of Zoning Appeals, on receipt of your application, may determine that they want to renew that permit without conducting a public hearing, in which case the renewal fee is $100.
Okay.
If they determine that there is reason to invite public commentary on the renewal because of history of the operation and complaints or violations, they will hold a public hearing at which they'll make a decision. And in that case, the renewal fee will be $550.
Understand. Perfect.
Okay.
I appreciate all your commentary. I appreciate everything that you guys have done and taking the time out of your evening to run with this. And I hope everybody stays safe and we get through this very quickly.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. Thanks for chiming in on this tonight.
No, thank you.
Okay, that closes the public hearings on, do we have anything on the agenda for the regular meeting? I don't think so. Rich, do you have anything?
No, unless there's approval of past minutes.
Yeah, Lori, have this minutes been sent out? I forget if I read them or not.
I sent them out, yes.
Yeah, I did read them. And I didn't find anything wrong with them. I forget if it was last month or 2 months ago when I read them.
It's for the minutes for March 10th and then the March 16th meeting as well.
Does anybody have any question with the minutes? Any problem?
No.
Nope.
Hey,
Okay.
wait a minute. Lori, wasn't that special meeting on March 17th instead of the 16th?
Yep, you're right.
Okay.
March 17th.
Okay. So that's the only change that we need to make?
Yes.
All right, if there's no objection, let the minutes be submitted then. Old business, I don't think we have any old business. Rich, do you have any old business, new business?
Nothing new, guys, except COVID-19. How about that?
Yeah, that's not new anymore. It's old, real old. So Laura, I think you can quit recording now.
Okay.
Jeremy, it was nice meeting you. This is kind of how our meetings go. We didn't have to get you involved too much, but sometimes we do.
Good. Well, I appreciate it. It was very nice to see all of you again and or meet you. Hopefully sometime soon we'll actually be in person with each other. I think that would be a little more enjoyable, but I think all things considered, this went pretty well.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it did went
Yeah,
real well. I think it was a good do that last night too, so everyone got a little
for sure
comfortable with it.
I could tell you
Right,
from my remote meeting with the county, this one went much better. So kudos to everybody on the meeting. This went much better than the county meeting.
Good.
Thank our IT fella.
Yeah, for sure.
I gotta be honest, I'm super pumped
All right,
to hear you guys being excited about it.
Do you have anything on board for next month at all? Anything
I
on the
missed
agenda?
Right at the moment, I'm not sure that we're going to get anything in, but you know, there's time for somebody to file yet and still get on the docket.
Okay. Well, as it stands right now, I plan on being here, but as soon as Florida says you can come, I'm out of here for a little while. So I'll let that happen.
I'll be here.
All right, with that, we'll adjourn. Again, guys, thanks for joining in. I thought this went very well.
Yeah, nice job.
And thank you for the kind
Doing
words.
it this way.
My boss is watching the stream, and he totally just heard that. So thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, you did a great
job, Sean.
Thank
Yeah,
you
very
so
good
much,
job,
y'all. Have a nice
Yeah,
evening.
thank you, John.
Everyone can have a glass of wine now.
For sure. All right, take care,
Good
guys.
night.
All right. Thanks,
Bye,
everybody.
everyone.
All right, thanks, everyone.
Can't get out of here.